Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking a little walk here downtown Portland. Nice little neighborhood. Um, it's about 70 degrees at 4:15 p.m. And that building right there is, it's hard to believe, but that used to be owned by the famous Rajneesh, I think it was, the Bhagwan. His followers used to own that building. I don't think they own it anymore. Now he's the guy who owned like his followers. They had like 23 Rolls Royces, and they bought a piece of property in Eastern Oregon somewhere. I forget the exact name of it. He subsequently got arrested and sent back to India. Some of his followers got arrested for trying to poison a salad bar at some restaurant in Eastern Oregon. Look him up on the internet. The Bhagwan, Rajneesh, Portland, Oregon. Coming up to another church here. It's a lot of churches in downtown Portland. Even though Portland was, I think it was listed as one of either the least church city or one of the least church cities. But the beautiful churches downtown here, called the First Unitarian Church. Wonder what year that was built. Probably about 1930 or somewhere around there. Nice little, one thing about Portland, they got some nice trees here. Where should I go here? Let's look at this other church. I wonder if a man lives up in that little tower up there. Like that movie with Don Knotts, what was it? The Ghost of Mr. Chicken or something. He had to spend a night in a haunted mansion. That was a funny movie. I saw that when I was like 11 or 12. This is Salmon and Southwest 12th, I believe. There's another small, noisy car. Oh, they're building a new building there. God, I can hear that car like 2 blocks away. I don't understand that, why people need to make that much noise. Gives them a sense of power, I guess. Here's a church. It says, "What doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God." Church of Our Father, First Unitarian Church. There's kind of a weird architectural building with those windows. Oh, there's another church up there. My God. Let's go walk up there. Look at that other church. I guess back 100 years ago, people Sunday, they didn't work, so they'd come downtown and their Sunday finest and go to church, and much more peaceful time back then. No TV, no internet. Now there's not a bad looking church there. Man, back then they didn't mind spending a fortune on their churches, that's for sure. I wonder what that one's called. It's a shame these buildings are probably most of them don't get used. I think this building, I used to work around here, and that building used to seem to have pretty big crowds on Sunday and Saturday night. And now that is the Ritz-Carlton. They started building that about 4 years ago. And let's see if I can get it closer. Well, that's a little better, but yeah, it's they spent a fortune building that building. Then COVID hit, then the George Floyd riots hit, and they're having a real hard time selling the condos. I think the bottom 9 floors are the hotel Ritz-Carlton, and the upper floors are the condominiums. And there's a pool, an indoor pool on the 11th floor. I don't know if you can make it out, the pool area, but that church is the First Baptist Church. Let's look around the corner there. Now this building was closed like a couple months ago. There used to be a lot of drug activity. It was a doctor's clinic. It's called the Portland Clinic. Look, it's vacant. There's a lot of drug deals around here, and they just, I guess the doctors and the managers, they said to hell with it. We're just gonna lock up this whole building. I guess the police didn't enforce it. They used to hang around in this area. Now that it's closed, I don't see any drug dealers around. Huh. So that building's just sitting vacant there. Wow, look at the tower on that thing. But the church looks like, uh-oh, here comes the Max. They're going to the airport. It's about 10 miles away. Smile, everybody. There's a sandwich shop I never knew about. It looks pretty nice inside. Tanaka. That looks good. I'll have to come by here sometime. Upgrade to dirty fries. What is dirty fries? Never heard of that. Up, up, up. That building's relatively new. I like the brick on these buildings. I don't know whether there's actual individual stones or what, but wow, I've never noticed that building before. I like these little shops they have along here. Portland loves their books. The green room. I don't know what's in there. It's a little bar, a little wine place. Portlanders love their wine too. Wow, that Ritz-Carlton is a nice looking building. Too bad they got all that bankruptcy problems. Want to be on a video? Yeah. You'll be famous. What's this building? Elks. That used to be old Elks Lodge. At the top it says, "Do unto others as you would have should do unto you." They're big on lodges here. They got the Freemason Lodge and the Elks Lodge and the... Oh, this is one of my favorite buildings. So walk down there and get a view of that. It's the Groovy 1960s multicolored building. I'm always afraid somebody's going to grab the cell phone from behind. So that's why of course, if they steal it, they won't be able to get into it because it's got a code that you need to know in order to get into it. Anybody need a wedding dress? There's another siren. It's life in the big city. I had tinnitus about 20 years ago. It's not fun. Your ears ringing 24 hours a day. Eventually it went away, but it's not, if you ever had it, it's... I know, I remember reading it. William Shatner had tinnitus. There was an explosion in one of those movies and right by his ear. And he said here comes the Max. No, that's the trolley. William Shatner, talking about his tinnitus, he said for a year Every 24 hours a day, this is what he heard. That was his tinnitus. He said he thought of suicide because of it, but then eventually went away, and now I think he's still alive in his 90s. Oh, here's a interesting building. Where's Ben Franklin? Reminds me of Philadelphia. Ooh, Philadelphia Hall. That used to be the newspaper building, I believe. Yeah, it says the Portland Telegraph used to be the paper building. I like those old colonial style buildings. Wind for the wind, it'd be a nice day today. Look at that graffiti somebody put up there. They risk their lives climbing on the roof. It says JOINS, join us. He must have used a scaffolding or something over the side to be able to do that. They'll probably be up there a couple years before they take it down. I think somebody with that much time on their hands to do that, I guess they need attention. Now look at this building. I love this building. Now that was during the, I imagine that was during the groovy 60s. I like that advertising mural of a couch. Look at that couch. My God. See if I can. And there's some more graffiti up there. Climbed on the roof. These people got to lock their roofs so any Tom, Dick, or Harry can walk up on those roofs. The hat's about to blow off. Look at it. Groovy, man. Swinging 60s. I wonder how they got a permit to build it. I mean, I like it, but I think some people would complain about it because it definitely doesn't fit in with the other architecture. Let's see how much time we got here. Now there's the Mark Spencer Hotel. It's an old hotel. I heard a lot of artists and writers stay there. It's a little cheaper than the other ones, even though it's probably over $100 a day. Mark Spencer Hotel. 409 Southwest 11th. I like these buildings with the little wells. Of course, if the person across you is noisy, you'll be able to hear it. Harvey Milk. I think this used to be the gay district, or it still is. Harvey Milk was a famous politician from San Francisco who got killed, assassinated. He was, I think, the first openly gay politician in the San Francisco area. I think the guy walked into the office and blew him away. Look him up on the internet, Harvey Milk. These used to be, I forget the name of it. I think this used to be Stark Street or Oak Street, and then they changed it to Harvey Milk. I like these outdoor cafes they have. They were all over the place during COVID, but not that many anymore. We're coming up on a famous restaurant in Portland called Jake's Famous Crawfish. I don't think I've ever had crawfish. It's big in Louisiana, I hear. Jake's. That's a nice little old building. Well, go a couple more minutes here and call it a career. I'll try one of these crawfish sometime. Jake's Famous Crawfish. I think a lot of celebrities have eaten in here. Although I can't name any offhand. I know the Portland Trail probably got some trailblazers. This is coming up to we got some little sculpture up here. I'll check this out and we'll call it quits. Now that used to be, well, I like those old style buildings. They really put some effort into it. Yeah, rent-a-bikes, electric bikes. Speaking of bikes, look at this. Hey, that's my bike. I had that when I was 6 years old. So that's how it ended up. Looks like my bike. The street musician under the oak tree. He said keep Portland weird, so we ought to end it right here. And if you recognize your bike from when you were a kid, this is where it's at. So y'all have a good day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you love beautiful downtown Portland.